What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Jurassic World Evolution 2. We are now on Season 3 of the Wheel Park, and as you can see, we're in the North America, or Northwest USA map. And last time we did Isla Nublar in 1993, but this time we're doing this. So what we're going to do the same thing we do last time. We'll release 5 herbivores and 3 carnivores, but we're going to do something a little different. Instead of using 1 incubator for herbivores and 1 incubator for carnivores, we're going to alternate between the two. So what we're going to do is we're going to release 1 herbivore over here, and then 1 herbivore over here, and then so on and so forth. Then we'll release 1 carnivore over here, 1 carnivore over here. That's what we'll do. And also to change things up a bit, we're going to add another wheel to this. So we're going to give them 2 random traits. A positive trait and a negative trait. So we could have a dinosaur that's strong but vulnerable. Or a creature that's humble but, sickly. Something like that. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do for these rules. So we could have creatures that are very weak, creatures that are very strong, creatures that are very resilient, or creatures that live a very long time, or heal very quickly, or whatever, So yeah, with that, if you enjoy these videos and want more like this, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. It would really help out a ton. But with that said, let's move on to the very first herbivore. Alright, welcome back to the herbivore wheel. As you can see, I've replenished all the options. What herbivore will we land on first? Allora Titan. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to save this for now. I'm going to have to do this every time. So we're going to go into the traits, and we're going to see what happens here. So let's start with the positive traits. So here we've got some positive traits. So here are the positive traits. We got quenched, fit, defensive, strong, tolerant, social, humble, resilient, long-lived, and small appetite. So for the positive trait, what are our Allora Titans going to have for a positive trait? Looks like they are going to be fit. Alright. And now if we go into here, let's move on to the negative traits. What is their negative trait going to be? Looks like they're going to be short-lived, but fit. Alright. So if we go into here, let's modify the trait. So let's go into herbivore, filter that to herbivore, and we're going to go to Allora Titan. Alright, there we go. So our Allora Titans should be coming in, and they should all have that positive and negative trait. Yeah, there we go. Short-lived and fit. So we're going to get all 5 of them, wait for them to hatch up before we do anything, and then we'll release them, and then we'll move on to the next herbivore. So this might be a little more complicated, but we'll do it. Alright. Allora Titan, let's go. I don't think the short-lived will really matter, because I do have life expectancy turned off. So I don't think that'll really matter. You know what I forgot to do? Random genes. Like randomize the skin tone. You know what? Whatever. We won't worry about it. Alright, let's move on to herbivore number 2. Alright, what is herbivore number 2 going to be? Masora. Okay, so we're going to have to save this. And what positive trait are these guys going to have? Long-lived. Okay, so that's going to be their positive trait. And if we get a negative trait that's opposite, then we'll spin again. What are their negative traits going to be? So they're going to be long-lived and what else? Needy. Okay. Long-lived and needy. Alright. So we're going to put in Masora. So they should be over here. There we go. So we'll have long-lived. They'll live a very long time, but they'll be very needy. Let's release the Masora. So far, just 2 hadrosaurs live here. Alright, there we go. Now, let's move on to herbivore number 3. Alright, herbivore number 3 is... And we can get hybrids here, too. Another hadrosaur, Edmontosaurus. Alright, what will its positive trait be? They will be very social. Okay, social and what? Social but intolerant. Okay, so we'll go with that. So let's release the Edmontosaurs. We'll release them here. So let's make sure they are very social but very intolerant. Alright, let's release the Edmontosaurs. Alright, that's our third herbivore done, the Edmontosaurus. Let's move on to herbivore number 4. Alright, herbivore number 4 is Pentaceratops, again for the third time in a row. Alright, what's its positive trait gonna be? They're gonna be humble. Okay. Alright, so we got humble. Humble and what? Antisocial. Humble and antisocial. Alright, so let's go ahead and create these pentas. So, Pentaceratops. So what do we say? Humble. Humble and antisocial. So we'll put the humble up to max. And then antisocial. I bet once we get to the carnivores, then we'll have combat traits up the wazoo. Alright, let's release the Pentaceratops. Social, no, sorry, antisocial, but humble. Alright, so that's herbivore number 4 done. Let's move on to the final herbivore of the episode. Alright, our final herbivore for the episode is Modification. Okay. Alright, what will your positive trait be? Tolerant. Okay, you will be tolerant, and what? Short-lived. Okay. Tolerant, but short-lived. Alright, so let's go into over here. Or should we do 6 and 4? You know, we might do 6 and 4. Just to make it easier so we have an even amount of each. And then we might as well release one more carnivore and then herbivore, and then we'll move on to the carnivores. Alright, let's release the Modificasaurs. So we're just getting all hadrosaurs this episode, or this season even. Tolerant but short-lived. Alright, so now let's move on to the 6th and final herbivore. Alright, our 6th herbivore for the episode will be Ankylodocus. Ooh, our first hybrid. Alright, so what will your positive trait be? Tolerant, it looks like. Alright, so you'll be tolerant, and what? Short-lived? Alright. Tolerant and short-lived, kind of like what the Masauras were. So let's go into Ankylodocus. Our first sauropod. Let's randomize that. Hopefully we get a Lux skin. Alright, let's release them. Ankylodocus, our first hybrid of the episode, or of the season even. We might get more. Who knows? Alright, Ankylodocus, let's go. It's getting to be morning time, which means the lighting should be better. Alright, so that's our final herbivore of the episode released. So now let's move on to the carnivores. Alright, our first carnivore for the episode is Trodon. Okay, what are the Trodon's positive traits going to be? Quenched. Okay, so we got quenched for the positive trait. Negative trait, what's it going to be? Unfit. Quench and unfit. So our first combat trait. There we go. Let's create the Trodon so we can filter that to carnivores and piscivores now. Alright, so these guys will be unfit. So they'll probably be a bit weaker than normal Trodons. Alright. So that's our first carnivore out of the way. Let's move on to carnivore number 2. Alright, and carnivore number 2 is Spinoraptor. Okay. Alright. Since they're medium-sized carnivores, we might get 2 of them. So we'll get Spinoraptor up here. Oh, wait. I almost forgot. Alright, what will your positive trait be? Quenched. Okay. Alright. So quenched for the positive trait. Quenched and what? Weak. Okay. Quenched and weak. Alright. So now let's go in, randomize the genome. Alright. So for the Spinoraptors, there's 3 of them. You know what? We'll release all 3 of them. And there we go. Let's release the Spinoraptors. Ooh, I like that blue one. This one here. That is a beautiful Spinoraptor. I don't know what I'll name you, but... You know, let's name you Aquafina. Or something like that. No. You know what? We'll give you a better name. At some point. Alright, we got the Spinoraptors. So let's move on to carnivore number 3. Alright, our third carnivore of the episode is Pyroraptor. Okay, another one returning from the... I think they were in all 3 seasons. So what will your positive trait be? You will be tolerant. Okay, you guys will be tolerant. Tolerant and what? Large appetite. Alright. Tolerant and large appetite. The raptors, I'm assuming, will probably hunt down the hadrosaurs. I think the sauropods will probably be left alone unless the Spinoraptors attack them, but I doubt it. So that was 3 carnivores so far. Let's release the Pyroraptors. We already got a Dominion skin. Oh, and these guys will probably fight the Trodons, I would imagine. Aren't the Trodons, like, unfit? And the Pyroraptors, I think, are pretty weak. So, alright, so that's carnivore number 3. Let's move on to carnivore number 4. Alright, so our final carnivore of the episode is Acrocanthosaurus. Okay, another one returning from the first and second season. Alright, so what's your positive trait gonna be? Ooh, defensive. Okay, so you'll have a lot of defense behind you. And what's your negative trait gonna be? Defensive and needy. Okay. So we'll do that for you. So let's modify the genome. Acrocanthosaurus. We'll probably hunt down the Ankylodicus. Probably. I just want to see what happens here. We'll just get the 1 for now. So yeah, Acrocanthosaurus will probably be the apex predator around here. At least until we get another stronger apex predator. So we could get one that's like very strong. You know what I should have did? Probably separated the other genes from each other so then we basically have three of each. So here's the Acro. Our apex predator. Alright, I think we are pretty much done here. So we'll have to see what survives over here and what doesn't. So let me just up the settings. Alright, so I've just enabled everything and we'll have to see what goes on here. I mean, we've got Pyroraptors and Trodons over here. We've got the Acro and the Spinoraptor over here. So we'll have to see what happens. Oh, already we got a fight between 2 Spinoraptors. They're probably fighting for alpha status, I would imagine. But the Acro is pretty defensive. So we're going to have to see what happens when the Acrocanthosaurus attacks something. Oh, we got Pyroraptors hunting down an Allora Titan. We've got a Pentaceratops going up against a Spinoraptor. We'll have to see what happens here. Yeah, the Spinoraptors are pretty weak. So I don't think they'll survive. Yeah, the Pentaceratops got the first hit in. Well, saying that, Spinoraptor managed to get a hit off. 77% against 78%. Ooh. Alright, I think they'll get 2 hits each. Oh! Those Pentas are going at it. Yeah, they got 2 hits each. So yeah, I think the Spinoraptor lost that one. Yep. And it's the pretty looking one. The one that I like. What's your skin? Mangrove Forest Lithobates. Pyroraptors killed it, so they've got their first meal, it looks like. So yeah, since this is the first episode, I don't expect much to really happen here. Alright, looks like you're about to fight a Pentaceratops. I think it's the same one that fought the Spinoraptor. What are your traits again? Humble and antisocial. That's a fake out. We got a fight between a Trodon and a Pyroraptor. Yeah, I think the Pyroraptors are going to absolutely destroy the Trodons. Simply because... Oh, what's this? And? What's and? Oh, Ankylodocus. The Acro is attacking an Ankylodocus. So yeah, the Acro will be going after a lot. Oh, fatal injury. That means you're going to die. Yep, you did not last very long. So the Acro got his first meal. We got another fight between a Trodon and a Pyroraptor. Ooh, the Trodon did get a good hit in. So yeah, I think the Pyroraptors and the Trodons are going to attack each other. Oh! A Pyroraptor just died to a Trodon. Okay. Alright, maybe they stand more of a chance than we thought. Alright, Trodon died to Pyroraptor, Trodon died to Pyroraptor. Alright, so 4 Trodons have already died, it looks like. We got a fight between an Acro and a Pentaceratops. And the Acro just killed a Pentaceratops. So yeah, the Acro has the defensive gene. So he's probably going to be relatively strong. Meanwhile, we've got a fight between a Pentaceratops and a Spinoraptor. Another Trodon and Pyroraptor fight. No big deal, really. Ooh, the Spinoraptor, sorry, managed to get a good hit off. 75% against 80%. Ooh, it's not looking good for the Pentaceratops. Alright, I think the Spinoraptor has won that fight. Yep, he has. Meanwhile, we've got our last remaining Ankylodocus kind of just chilling, minding his own business. We got another Pyroraptor versus Trodon fight. Alright, so the Pyroraptors are hunting down a Modification. Meanwhile, we've got a fight between the Acro and another Pentaceratops. Yeah, it's not looking good for the Pentaceratops. Yeah, I think the Acrocanthosaurus owns this land. Yeah, he just absolutely destroyed another Pentaceratops. Wait, are you aggressive as well? If you are, then that would explain a lot. No, you're not aggressive. You're just very defensive and very needy. So yeah, with these traits, that'll probably turn the tide of whatever. So yeah, we've got 1 Ankylodocus casualty. We've got 2 Pentaceratops casualties. How many Pentaceratops do we have left? 1, 2... Alright, that one died, that one died. 3. Okay, we've still got 3 left. So that's good anyway. I think all of the Amontosaurs are kind of just sticking together, which is pretty smart on their part. They've got everything they need when it comes to food and whatever. But I'm thinking once we add more dinosaurs into the mix, then that's when things are going to start getting wild. But yeah, until then, that's going to have to wrap it up for this episode. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. It would really help out a ton. But until next time, we got another fight between a Trodon and a Pyroraptor. I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.